This is the last video for the Gamesday 2012. My last video here, I wanted to do a little spin of the miniatures that I took up to Gamesday, and throw a thanks out too. But on the miniatures I basically had four miniatures up. Um, I had a Van Hammer on a Thunderwolf, which was pretty much finished. I also had a build miniature, which was a Chaos Lord on a Juggernaut conversion that I was going to put in a build competition. Also took up a build I did of Logan Grimnar, which was a complete custom Logan that I had pretty much finished. I had some freehand and some facial work yet to do, and some highlighting left, and he would have been done. He was about 90%. And I also took up a Arjac that I modified a little bit, and he was a little bit of armor work done on him, nothing really finished. But I was going to go up and work with, work on those two, and then enter at least one of them. So ended up entering three, which was the Thunderwolf, the build, and the Logan. I didn't really get a chance to finish the Logan. He's armor's 100% done on the armor. 95% done on the armor. I haven't done the freehand on it. Hadn't finished the face and hadn't finished highlighting, but went ahead and entered the miniature. It made it first cut and 40K single, which for me was gravy. That was awesome. Um, and the 40K stuff was all really nice stuff this year. Um, there's some great builds and paints out there. 40K single by itself, the case had a couple hundred miniatures in it, and to make first cut in 40K single, that was a big just shining moment for me. That was the berries. Um, of the group that was up there, we got basically four of us, and out of the four, there's 11 first cuts, which is pretty good. Like I said, I took two, got two first cuts. Um, Les took seven. One of them was basically disqualified for technicality, and but the paint on it was without a doubt a first cut. Even the guy that you know was handing back the miniatures was agreed that was the miniature's beautiful. Just there's a technicality that they disqualified it for. So he made 6 out of 7, and Chung took one. He took a um, ogre um, from fantasy. Ogre, I forget what it's called, but basically it's the two ogres driving this huge tusk beast thing. It was a really nice paint job. He made first cut. Um, David Pease was a buddy of ours. He took a single miniature, which was a Contemptor. Another really nice paint job. Great weathering on it, Dave. Big thumbs up on your guy. Very cool miniature. And like I say, it'd been nicer if we'd come away with a demon. Les had several in there that I thought guaranteed demons, but with the judging and stuff, a little bit different presentation and stuff on the miniatures. I'm sure all of us could have placed a little higher. Just little changes in presentation, I think, would have put us over the top into some of the demon rounds. But especially Les. Les had a couple different presentations on some of his guys. Bronze would have been the least of the chances he had. He would have went way higher than that. But it was basically the presentation this year won demons, which thumbs up to the guy that did. But like I say, we know for next year, just work on our presentation of the miniature a little bit. Um, Paint jobs technically are supposed to pull the day, but the paint jobs didn't necessarily pull the day this year. Better paint jobs didn't place as high as some of the better presentation, at least in my view. But like I say, it's different judges, different year. We know for next year. Go prepared. In my case, if I'd have went ahead and pulled a dual category like I like I normally would have put in, like, miniature diorama dual, I could have done real well this year. Um, because like last year I took a dual, it got put into dioramas. There was no way the dual was going to compete with the big dioramas, so I didn't do real well. This year, same situation had been there. Took a dual, I could have probably placed in a demon round, which not being that I'm thinking that's better, but you know, they're still just the way the miniatures lined out this year. And like I say, the 40K single, this year there was hundreds of miniatures to be judged against, and to make a first cut there, you're doing pretty good. So overall, I came away pleased. For me, it was a pretty good weekend overall. Like I say, I went for one, come back with two. Two first cuts. I'm sure Les is a little disappointed, but like I say, I think it was mainly just in the presentation of the miniature. A little bit, more splash on the base content. I think he would have went a little higher. I know he would have went. I know he would have went higher. Um, Same thing for David. If he had went a little more on the display on the base, I'm sure he would have went higher. Like I say, I know that there's not judging on the base in the U.S., but I think the bases had a little bit more to do with it this year than what they would have last year. So, but now we know. We're going in better prepared. As a thanks part of the video, I wanted to thank Ken from Badger Airbrush. Les and Chung are sponsored by Ken, and basically he set us up with a deal where we get the same hotel with Les and Chung, and sort of save on drive time and get together time and stuff like that. It was all in the same building, which turned out to be the Hyatt Regency O'Hare. You guys get a chance, go by and stay at the Hyatt. It's a cool place. It's right there next to the convention center. Very nice rooms. Big thumbs up to the O'Hare. Nice place. Get a chance, go check out the Hyatt. And Ken, like I say, thanks again, dude. That's I couldn't have beat the deal anywhere. I got the Hyatt Regency for half what I would pay to get to Ramada. So, thanks, dude. Appreciate it a lot. And another quick shout out here was be Chung at WG Consortium. He set up a video for Gamesday this year. It's out now. Get a chance, go by. If you haven't seen it, go by and check out Chung's Gamesday video for WG Consortium. Funny stuff, dude. I liked it. So that's my little ramble here at the front of the video. I'm going to do the spin here on the miniatures and give you a little breakdown on what's going on with them. And thanks again, guys. Stay tuned. Gotta have some miniatures coming up here. So see you. Okay, guys, we'll start off here with the Van Hammer Thunderwolf. Basically a full conversion. Of course, done the Van Hammer. Basically looked to the face, added hair and beard to basically a bald Space Marine head to bring out the Van Hammer face. The wolf is also converted. The basically front half of the wolf has been converted to fit onto basically a wolf body that wasn't ever designed for. So I've had the green stuff in the new shoulders and front legs. The head has also been readjusted to fit on a different body by green stuff in around the head. And like I say, the front half of the miniature has basically been converted in. Also converted in the shield to fit in, and done minor modifications on the Thunder Hammer by adding the runes on the front and the back of the hammer. Did a little modification on the hands to give a better pose to him. And paint job wise, is basically a blend up. Started with a darker, blue gray, and blended it up to almost a white. So, generally pretty pleased with this guy. Um, some minor little things I could have done better on the paint, which I think would have helped, and a little bit of modification, like I say, splash to the base would have pulled this guy a little higher in the competition, I think. But overall, I was generally pleased with the conversion, and say just a little bit more work on the paint. I think I could have done better, but like I say, it's overall I'm generally pleased with the miniature. Um, I'll be right back. I'll show you the Logan Grimnar miniature. Be just 1 second, please. Okay, here's the Logan miniature. It's a bit of a kit bash more than anything, I suppose. We started out with just a set of Terminator legs from the Space Wolf box. Added in the chest and head is off of the Forge World wolf conversion kit that they've got. So the, like I say, chest is resin. We've got plastic legs. Both arms are off of a Logan Grimnar model, and the bottom half of the cloak is Logan Grimnar's from the metal kit. I did a little modification on the axe to get it in a better position, and to fit on the, so the hand could be changed around a little bit. But the other arm, the gun arm, is pretty much standard, straight miniature, and the lower cloak is pretty much straight off the miniature. The wolf head on top is green stuffed, and down the back to the, fit in. Like I said, done a couple of other things there by adding the green stuff across the shoulders and down through, the shoulders. But so I was really pleased with the way the green stuff part of the miniature turned out. Like I say, as you can see, the face is not completely finished, and the shoulder on the insignia shoulder, where the rearing wolf and blaze is not on there. But like I say, the miniature turned out, pretty decent. It's got a decent blend on the armor. It's highlighted. The highlights came out fairly well. It's kind of hard to see in the video, but it's blended out to pretty much a white on the highlight areas. So, like I said, generally pleased with the paint job. It just like to have got it finished. I think finished I could have done a little better. But overall, generally pleased, especially since he made it the first cut on the 40K single with such a large group of people competing there. So generally pleased with this miniature here. I'll be back in a second. I'll give you a quick spin of the Juggernaut build miniature. Okay guys, here's the last of the miniatures I took to Gamesday. This is just for the build category that we have here in the US. Basically I took a Juggernaut and changed it over a little bit more like a lion. That was what I was going for. A huge armored lion with a little bit of chaos thrown on top of it. So you got the Juggernaut converted, reconditioned the front legs to get it into the position that's in there. Some green stuff. Also changed, used the head of the, I think it's the cockatrice from Fantasy on it to give it the head. Little green stuff to, add a tail. Nothing really special there. I took the saddle, Converted the saddle from some bits left over from the cockatrice. On the Chaos Lord, started out with basically plastic legs from legs and chest is from a Chaos box set of halberd guys, plastic box. Took and chopped it up a little bit, repositioned and pinned, and green stuffed into more of a riding position for the legs. Say the shoulders is off of a Chaos Champion metal figure that I had. Converted those up a little bit, changed the arm position a little, added some green stuff in. The shield is also from a plastic box of the halberd Chaos. Did a little bit of green stuff to that, added basically the filleted faces to it. And the sword is from a Demonette set. The face is basically a Space Marine face that I shaved down and added the green stuff to, where basically he's like Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw. He's wearing the faces of people, so I thought that was a kind of grisly chaos thing to do. And made a little banner pole for him out of some chaos bits. And the chain on there right now is just thrown on for, because I did a hurry to get the chain up, so it actually would be draped a little better and more permanent. But that's just on there for right now to give you an idea of the chain look. But so generally pleased with the build, and it would actually have done fairly well in the competition with a little bit more flash. One things I've noticed with the U.S. competition and the builds, bigger is better. So next year on the builds, I'm going to go with more of a vehicle, larger. Seems to stand out better to the judges for competition. But I was generally pleased with this build. Got a lot of attention from it. Just didn't place well in the judging. So, like I say, I know what to go for next year. But yeah, I like this build. But like I say, next year we just go with a bigger, more more of a punch build. Like I say, a big flyer or a big vehicle. I think will place better with the judges than like the single category where this one went into. So, like I say, it's all learning curve for next year. So, stay tuned for more vids, which I'm going to be definitely working harder on vids this year. Placing out some more stuff, and stay tuned for more builds. And we'll talk to you guys later.